to everyone watching this live and watching this later. Um, I'm the faith based counselor and I counsel on just about everything. Um, I'm the jackass of all trades as far as counseling is concerned. And today, I want to talk about managing health effectively, as the topic states. Honestly, I didn't want to go open the video right now, but I just felt kind of pressed to come out and say something. So here I am. Anyways, where do we begin? Now, when it comes to managing health, common illnesses, we're talking about things like cough, we're talking about things like headaches, we're talking about things like stomach pain, we're talking about things like joint pain, muscle ache, and so on and so forth, like common stuff like that that you would not necessarily go to the hospital for, or you have, and things were prescribed to you but they come back all the time, and so you almost become like a regular person in there. And it's like what you are being prescribed, what is being given to you is sort of, I don't know, it's not really fixing the problem. It's like if it seems like it fixes the problem, and then after some time it comes back again, you know. I remember when I was, doing, I was going to the hospital to complain about menstrual pain, for example. And you can see in my videos, I had videos talking about how to deal with menstrual pain and all of that. When it comes to the menstrual period, it's a journey and things change along the way. So that's why I have more than one videos. Like when I discover something new that seems to be working, I share as far as menstrual pain is concerned. So something like menstrual pain, I did go to the hospital. I requested to, well, I did see a male, but I just somehow thought that a woman would understand better what that whole gamut of messes and menstrual pain is all about. So I went to the hospital, and it was a very long time ago. I'm just giving you an example of what I am building up to and why I am doing this video. So I went to the hospital then, and about 2 or 3 times, right? And when I got to the hospital, I was prescribed I was given medication for the menstrual pain that, oh, I should be using this. I was told first that it was natural. Okay, I get that. But it's painful. So I was giving prescriptions and they seemed to be working. I was a bit worried, right, about what the effect of those medications would be on me. Like, yes, it would deal with the pain, but what else would it do? What do I have to pay? What is the price I have to pay for these medication? You understand? Like, apart from the money I used to buy it and the transportation that got me there, what else does my body, like, where will it require payment for? Is that thing where sometimes you are treating chest pain and the side effect of the drug for chest pain is headache kind of thing. I was a bit worried about that, but I couldn't think much about that. So I was using this medication. But then after some time, it wasn't working again. It wasn't working again. So I went back and I said, oh, it's not working again. And they prescribed another set of drugs for me. It was when it got to, I began to see something like analgesic or anesthesia or something along those lines on some of those medications that was like, excuse me, I wasn't going for surgery. What is going on here? So that's when I realized that, because it kept, I would use it and after some time it wouldn't work. So that was what was happening. And I will go back, they will change the product, rather the medication. So it now got to a point where I began to just use over the counter, what is it called now? Over the counter painkillers, right? But even that one has its own issues as well. So later I found out that vitamins actually help to treat or cure, if not cure, at least treat or reduce the pain or the discomfort you feel, no matter the ailment is. I'm just using menstrual pain as an example, of what I'm trying to explain here. So now, when it comes to managing common illnesses, one of the first things that you want to look at is that you want to look at vitamins. We don't often go in that direction. We always just look at, oh, what do I do? Right, what do I pick? What drugs do I use? You understand? I would just like, oh, let me just use painkiller for that one since I'm feeling pain, but it takes work. You have to look at, okay, for example, just look at maybe stomach pain, for example, is an recurring issue. And then you go, you find out, you do your research, you do your findings, right? Like, what causes stomach pain? what are the what are the home remedies or the vitamins? You look at home remedies, you look at foods, then you look at the vitamins. It's very key. When you look at the vitamins are also linked to food. Vitamins are supposed to be like extracts. That's the main point of vitamins. They're supposed to be extracts from plant foods, or at least animal food, maybe seafoods. You know how you get cod liver oil from obviously fish, and a concentrated amount of that is good for brain health as well as hormonal balance. You understand? So when you have that kind of knowledge about these things, it makes it easy for you to now say, okay, which vitamins will work for headache, for example. Like, you have consistent headache, so you do your research, you do your findings, you go on Google, right? Go on Google or your search engine, or even YouTube here, like, what are the vitamins that work for whatever it is that you have reoccurring issues with. And it doesn't seem like the doctors can figure out what that is. Like, you obviously are deficient. It's funny that when you have a discomfort somewhere in your body, you're deficient in a particular or some kinds of vitamins. And so it is those vitamins that you need to find to and supplement them. So now, here is where it gets really interesting. It's not just enough to just say, okay, let me just find the vitamins that work and I just use them. No, you need to also find out what types of vitamins we're talking about here. What are these vitamins? Because even a vitamin has different types, right? It's interesting. A vitamin has different types. Like magnesium, for example. Magnesium has like about 5 different types. There are 5 different types of magnesium that work for different things, right? So you cannot just say, oh, magnesium works for, I don't know, let's say stomach pain, for example. Yeah, but there is a particular type of magnesium that does work for that works for stomach pain. There's a particular type of magnesium that works for menstrual pain. There's a particular kind of magnesium that works for different things, and their sources are also different. So you want to find out which of the vitamins are available. Like, once you have gotten, okay, this particular vitamin, maybe vitamin A, for example, is your go-to vitamin for what is the matter with you, right? And you have found out, okay, then you now begin to find out what are the sources of these vitamins. How do you know the name of these vitamins and their sources, right? So when you know the names of the vitamins, like, and their sources, the different categories or different types of vitamins and their sources, you now begin to look at, okay, I'm looking at this one does this job, this one does that job. And you now begin to how will I say it now? Let me see. So you look at these vitamins, you study where they are from, because there are some vitamins that are from that are synthetic. Let's put it that way. There are synthetic vitamins, and there are vitamins, or let me put it this way: there are vitamins that are not from natural or plant sources. All right. There are some vitamins that are not from plant sources, and there are some vitamins that are from plants or foods, extracted from foods. like maybe where you have a tablet or capsule form of your juice, of your vegetable juice. So it's like they extract a particular vitamin from a plant food that is meant for the joints, for example. You understand? And sometimes it's just okay to just take vitamins, like concentrated form of vitamins, concentrated form of herbs, rather, you know. But at the same time, you want to look at both. When it comes to supplementing, you want to look at the vitamin that works best for the ailments you have, be it headache, joint pain, eye issues, or maybe mouth odor, or maybe body odor, or all kinds of things that it seems that what you are being what is being prescribed for you is not doing the work as much. So one of the ways you want to go about it is looking at vitamins, and then you look at the different types of vitamins. So when you look at the different types of vitamins, you're now able to determine which one is going to work best for you. So you want to make sure that the ones you're taking are sourced from natural foods. Now, the point of it is that some of these natural foods, you don't have access to them. And when you do have access to them, they are limited. You have limited access to these foods. And so you don't get enough out of it. So, but when it has been extracted, you get a concentrated form of what is good about that food. And then it goes straight to where you are having issues. You understand? A person can take a vitamin, a particular vitamin for headache right now, and it would relieve the headache the same way a painkiller will also reduce the headache. But when you now look at it, you're like, which one is better? Which one is healthier? Is it the vitamin or the painkiller? And I think you already know that it's the vitamin that is best for treating whatever it is, or managing whatever ailments that occur time and time again. Now you know what ailments that reoccurs with you. It might be cough, maybe that comes like every 3 months or every 6 months. It might be headaches that comes every once in a while. So if you realize that, for example, as much as it's okay to find out what works, you also have to look for preventive measures, like what exactly happens. You have to trace back, you have to trace and look at yourself, like what are the things that happen before headache starts to come. For example, what are the things I eat that once I start eating them, it begins to cause problems? You want to reduce those things, you understand, so that it will reduce the amount of pills that you are popping, vitamins or not. So but the point is that when after you have done all, you have reduced whatever triggers those illnesses, and you find out that they still come anyway, then you need obviously assistance. And some of the best assistance that you can get is vitamin treatment, or using vitamins to manage your health. So that's just it right there. For example, magnesium, like I mentioned, actually works for menstrual pain. Now, I can imagine that the same kind of treatment may not apply to for all women, right? There are a long list of vitamins and supplements that work for menstrual pain, so you just have to have a list of those things, get them one after the other, begin to use them, and then see which one works best for you. Then the one that works best for you, those are the ones you would make sure you always have in your first aid box or your first aid kits, however it is. So if you know, like I've been saying, that you have a recurring health issue, what you have to do is not just wait until it ties you down and you become extremely uncomfortable before you're now running around finding what to use. Have a mini health container, like I do that. Have a mini health container where you have one or two, the ones that just comes on you unawares, have those ones where you just have a little pill box in your bag, and you have the vitamins that you have tested and you are sure that yes, this works for whatever, and then you put that in your bag or in your purse or at your office to make sure that you have access to these things immediately. So I would just say that it's safer, one of the safest ways to manage your health. I will conclude by saying one of the safest ways to manage your health is to go for vitamin. Go for vitamin. Find the vitamins, like Google. Use your Google to find out the vitamins that work for what makes you ill. Find the vitamins. There are vitamins that work. You'll be amazed. And then when you get those vitamins, when you note those vitamins, you find out which one comes from natural sources, comes from plants. You understand? For our plant extracts, or maybe grass fed or organically groomed animals, right? So those are the things that you want to look out for to make sure that you're getting the best out of the vitamins. Now, of course, it's important to note that it's better to do food than to do pills, no matter how natural they are. Like, it's better to just eat those foods that work well for you, those foods that are rich in those vitamins, right? So as much as it's good to have this instant pain reliever or discomfort reliever for what commonly happens to you, as much as you need that on standby, you also need to note the foods that are rich in these vitamins and minerals. That's key. Vitamins and minerals. So you want to look at those foods that are rich in those things, that are around you, that are close to you, that are accessible to you. If you have to import it, and just go for this supplement. If you have to import it, just go for the supplement. But if it's something that is closer to you, for example, because the closer to you, the better. It is said that foods that are commonly that grows around you, that are common to your area, to your location, are usually the best in helping you to stay healthy. All right, so I'll just put a pin on that for now. I hope you've learned one or two things. Please subscribe to this channel. If you like the content, there are so many other contents here. I don't just do health. I do fashion. I do counseling on relationships. I do Bible talk and conversation. I talk about, things that are going on from my perspective as a Christian and as a counselor. So those are the things I do. Like, there aren't that many things I don't do when it comes to counseling. So today what I did was health counseling. So this video will be available for you to watch if you did not watch from the beginning. And yeah, so guard your heart. Happy new week. Guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. When it comes to health, one thing you need to understand is that there is a thin veil, or a very thin barrier, between the emotions, or rather between your soul and spirit, between your soul, between your spirit and your body. So if you are having emotional issues, chances are it might manifest as headache, or it might manifest as a stomach ache. You understand? There is a connection between emotions and body discomfort. So it is important that, as much as we talk about the foods to eat and the pills or the vitamins and minerals to ingest, you also have to be mindful of your health, your emotional health. You have to be mindful of your spiritual health as well. Make sure that you don't abandon those two areas of your life. and just don't say, oh, see, if I have headache, I will just go and pop that vitamin, I'll just go and take that herb, and so on and so forth, and it's done. No, you also need to, as you are taking those measures, those are like first aid. What I'm telling you right now about what I have said concerning the vitamins and all, those are first aid. While you are, relieving yourself of that pain, you need to do a trace the issue to where it's coming from emotionally or spiritually. You need to trace it so that you can permanently uproot that situation, and so that you be healthy. Because at the end of the day, for something to happen to your body, it's coming from somewhere outside of your body, not necessarily within the body. Sometimes especially if you have gone to see the doctors, they've prescribed things for you, and it will appear that it changes, right? You take the drugs faithfully and religiously, and then after some time the problem comes back again, and you go through tests and all, they prescribe drugs for you, it's still the same thing. Then maybe you need to look to your soul as well to find out where the problem is sprouting from in your soul, where the problem is sprouting from your spirit. So it's work, but it's good work, and it helps you to place the necessary boundaries around your being that would make sure that you are not a victim of self-inflicted situations. So if it's some situations that you have to avoid, you avoid them. If it's some people that are giving you stress, it's time to keep your distance. It's better to be alone than to be around people that stress you and then cause you health problems while they're at it. So, until next time, make God your friend, read your Bible, pray every day, and keep God first, please. Please like and subscribe and share this video to those who have health issues. I can assure you this will help them. Peace.